Newsfeed Bonanza, USA. This audio was generated on Wednesday, December 9th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 723 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to Low Subs, No Views, Daily Automated Podcast News. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. Listening and understanding differing views, while it could probably save the human race, is currently wildly unpopular. Therefore, this podcast has, you guessed it, no views. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. White House proposes $916 billion coronavirus package that includes $600 stimulus checks and no federal unemployment benefit. Doctors are surprised and thrilled by the latest COVID-19 vaccine breakthroughs. AP sources, Biden picks fudge for housing, Vilsack for USDA. Pornhub just made major changes to its site's rules following accusations that the platform hosts illegal content. Maine teen dies by suicide after struggling to cope with pandemic, father says. Rudy Giuliani says you can overdo the mask while in hospital for COVID-19 after ignoring mask wearing and social distancing guidelines. Melissa Caroni swears she wasn't drunk during bizarro Giuliani hearing. Louisiana man who tortured, killed his toddler daughter will be executed Friday. The White House is reportedly pressing Senate Republicans to include a $600 stimulus check for Americans in the next relief package. California men reveal how they installed the third mysterious monolith by hauling a 400-pound steel pillar 2 miles up a trail. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. White House proposes dramatically lower unemployment benefit in exchange for $600 stimulus check, The Washington Post. Baltimore Ravens WR Des Bryant says he tested positive just before kickoff, ESPN. Vilsack chosen as Biden's agriculture secretary, Politico. College football playoff rankings, Iowa State jumps 2 spots to number 7 as top 6 hold firm, CBS Sports. Trading COVID-19 vaccines, regular deliveries, tracking doses, what we know about Operation Warp Speed distribution process, USA Today. Apple didn't include its U1 chip for ultra-wideband in the new AirPods Max 9 to 5 Mac. FDA review finds Pfizer's COVID vaccine is effective. NBC Nightly News, NBC News. PSG, Istanbul players walk off field protesting alleged racism by referee in Champions League match, Fox News. Olivia J. Gianelli, Lori Loughlin's daughter, breaks silence on college admission scandal, says she was poster child of white privilege, CBS News. Turley, Trump running out of runway after Supreme Court rejects bid to toss the mail-in ballots, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Biden selects fudge as housing secretary, Vilsack for agriculture. Trump, millions of Americans getting COVID-19 is terrific and a powerful vaccine. How to deal with a coworker who is constantly complaining. MSNBC names Rashida Jones president, making history for major cable news networks. Bill Nye explains why masks keep viruses in those pesky droplets of spit and snot that they. Report from Katie Porter shows 1 in 5 women have left workforce since pandemic. Puerto Rico becomes flashpoint in John Ossoff's Senate race. Help, my kids won't stop fighting during COVID-19. 45 funny holiday greeting cards that sum up 2020. Supreme Court rejects GOP bid to reverse Joe Biden's Pennsylvania win. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Renowned Army band moves holiday show virtual. 9-pound goldfish found swimming in lake. Mom charged after child suffer fractures. Man seeking childcare jobs arrested for child porn. Man in custody in alleged puppy fraud scheme. Porta potties sing hallelujah as 2020 ends. 7-year-old raises money for protective gear. Tiny house community for the homeless begins taking shape. Cops, man stole cab, burglarized home. Woman beats up roommate, threatens cop. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Biden's Pentagon pick reignites debate over civilian control of military. Biden picks Marsha Fudge for HUD and Tom Vilsack for Agriculture Secretary. White House offers $916 billion stimulus proposal as talks intensify. After Trump's loss in Arizona, state Republicans hurl insults at one another. As Trump rails against loss, his supporters become more threatening. Senate hearing promotes unproven drugs and dubious virus claims. Biden sets ambitious pandemic goals for first 100 days. Supreme Court rejects Republican challenge to Pennsylvania vote. Citing Trump's pardon, judge dismisses case against Michael Flynn. 2 presidents, 2 messages, 1 killer virus. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Ravens Des Bryant scratched from game versus Cowboys after testing positive for COVID-19, goes on Twitter rant. Florida sheriff deputies deliver meals to kids doing virtual school. Misleading rainbow Christmas tree ads disappoint customer expectations. LeBron James, I won the 2 hardest championships in NBA league history. Why Dictionary.com changed their definition of court packing. Cotton, Wall Street CEOs are effectively lobbyists for communist China. M's unit robbed in Brooklyn, lured with fake call. Miley Cyrus surprised by how many tattoos she has, huh? COVID-19 outbreak at Florida State University as students share unmasked party videos on social media. Biden Defense Secretary pick puts Democrats who opposed Mattis waiver in a tough spot. You are hearing an automated podcast of today's headlines. Today is Wednesday, December 9th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. When can you get the COVID vaccine? 4 sides of the story highlights history-making moments from Annika Sorenstam, Lisa Leslie and Brandi Chastain beginning December 15th. Roger Staubach on Army-Navy game, I was more excited than probably any game other than the Super Bowl. Stimulus package update, assistance to unemployed, small businesses, state and local governments should be priorities, says economist. Fantasy football waiver wire week 14, Ty Johnson takes on bigger role for Jets. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Boris Johnson heads to Brussels for last-ditch talks with EU chief Ursula von der Leyen. RSPCA call for BBC 3 show called Will My Puppies Make Me Rich to be scrapped. Banks will still refund victims of fraud. Britain wants to end American tariffs on Scotch whiskey exports by cutting U.S. tariffs after Brexit. It's the hyacinth bucket effect. A third of people change their voice when they speak on the phone. Christopher Stevens reviews last night's TV. Did the Dingo Baby case kick off the age of the troll? Graduates are less happy than young people who did not go to university, study shows. Cut meat and dairy by a fifth to save planet. Report tells Brits to slash car trips and curb flights. Paul Thomas on the COVID-19 vaccination rollout. Google and Facebook may be forced to pay UK news publishers. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. The White House declined to buy more of the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine. Here's where it could go instead. Man named William Shakespeare, one of the first to get Pfizer vaccine, sets off pun cascade. 10,000 Nigerians died in military custody, alleges amnesty. Senegal court sentences fathers for sons' migration attempts. Trump's Arab allies are already testing Biden. Kim's sister slams Seoul over questioning zero virus claim. UN urges Iran to address nuclear, ballistic missile concerns. Emirati investor acquires half of Israeli soccer club known for anti-Arab fanbase. It's official, Mount Everest just got a little bit higher. India says it may approve vaccine in weeks, outlines plan. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Coronavirus Live News. UK science chief warns Britons may still need masks next winter. Rudy Giuliani to leave hospital. US cybersecurity firm FireEye says it was hacked by foreign government. Painting in Brussels Hall turns out to be an original by Flemish master Jacob Jordaens. Supreme Court rejects Republican bid to overturn Biden's Pennsylvania victory. Sexy beasts, animals with charisma get lion's share of EU conservation funds. Secretive gold rush for deep-sea mining dominated by handful of firms. Biden cabinet, Marcia Fudge reportedly tapped for housing and Tom Vilsack for agriculture. Rudy Giuliani expects to leave hospital soon following COVID-19 diagnosis. Los Angeles deputies arrest 158 people in raid on underground house party. U.S. composer Harold Budd dies aged 84. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Mnuchin makes $916 billion COVID-19 relief proposal. Pelosi, Schumer call it unacceptable. We messed up, ex-senator warns of virus before death. Olympic gold medalist dies after contracting COVID-19, family says. House passes defense bill with veto-proof majority despite Trump's objections. Appeals court, Mississippi school lawsuit may go forward. Florida agents raid COVID-19 data scientist's home after controversial firing. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COVID-19, Singapore cruise to nowhere ends after passenger tests positive. The stranded giraffes being rescued by raft. Saudi Arabia, 3 campaigns MBS cannot win. Ahmadreza Jalali, the Swedish Iranian doctor on Iran's death row. COVID, how a picture of my foot became anti-vaccine propaganda. Sinovac, what do we know about China's COVID-19 vaccine? The woman behind China's Chang'e 5 moon mission. France helicopter crash, 5 killed in Alps. PSG Istanbul match halted amid racist slur claim. U.S. cybersecurity firm FireEye hit by state-sponsored attack. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. In California, COVID-19 peak has not arrived, Musk moves to Texas, and wither Coachella. Billie Holiday doc tapes gateways to a different period in time. 2020 legal battles, Depp, Spears, Laughlin. Coronavirus updates, Joe Biden pledges to deliver 100 doses in 100 days, U.S. reaches 15M infections, Ohio State-Michigan football game off. The Challenge suits up for season 36, launches new podcast. Aviator Chuck Yeager met with USA Today as a feisty legend in 2012. A decade-long treasure hunt in the western U.S. captivated thousands. Here's who found it. Biden unveils first 100-day plan to fight COVID. Family of slain soldier reacts to Pentagon report. Schumer, McConnell sabotaging COVID relief talks. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Facing a huge budget gap, LA takes a first step toward cutting hundreds of city jobs. Some intensive care units at California hospitals are completely full. It is the worst we have seen. California's tax windfall is $15.5 billion, Newsom tells tech industry group. LA's Ethics Commission gets a new boss, a 29-year employee of the watchdog agency. Former U.S. Rep. Katie Hill alleges years of abuse by her ex-husband, receives restraining order. Los Angeles seeks to skip upcoming homeless count over pandemic concerns. Sheriff's officials knew about a massive house party in Palmdale. Why didn't they stop it? Special delivery, mountain lions rescued from Zog fire arrive at new home. With eviction protections ending, California lawmakers propose an extension to help tenants. Survey finds many Angelenos approve of the Los Angeles Police Department, but also want some funding shifted. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Tasers used on children under 11 in UK, UNICEF says. New report finds Christchurch shooter was radicalized on YouTube and Facebook. Pornhub bans video downloads following report of alleged child abuse content. France confirms outbreak of highly pathogenic H5N8 bird flu on duck farm. Scott Morrison warned Australia is obliged to compensate war crimes victims. Catholic media mogul downplays pedophilia in church, calls bishop covering it up a martyr. Embarrassment as Russia super-secret nuclear doomsday plane targeted by thieves during routine maintenance, equipment stolen. Lizards and snakes bring halt to work on Tesla plant near Berlin. Environmentalists win injunction forcing U.S. electric car maker to suspend forest clearance. Majority of students want full or partial tuition fee refund, survey suggests. Russia calls Israel the problem in the Middle East, defends Iran and its allies. Mystery illness in India is neurotoxic poisoning, initial reports say. Every year for the past 15, environmental scientists working under the aegis of a U.S. government agency issue a report on the state of the Arctic, and Tuesday's edition confirms an alarming trend. The North Pole is heating up twice as fast as the rest of the planet. Canada will let healthcare professionals legally use psychedelic mushrooms, health minister says. Huawei tested AI software that could recognize Uyghur minorities and alert police, report says. EU calls for a clarification regarding the killing of a 13-year-old Palestinian by Israeli forces. The next headlines are from Forbes. There is a way out of this mess. Impact Wrestling results, winners, news and notes with Kenny Omega on December 8, 2020. Chewy keeps adding new tricks to grow sales and keep pet parents happy. BlackRock and Deisha take bigger stakes in Bed Bath & Beyond. Member of neo-Nazi group who intended to inflict violence pleads guilty to federal charge. Dylan Lauren of Dylan's Candy Bar shares sweet tips for how to decorate with candy. House overwhelmingly approves defense bill despite Trump veto threat. Richard Jefferson, Brooklyn Nets have options as James Harden circus continues in Houston. Here are the 10 most watched Netflix original and limited series of 2020. Possible dry ice shortage, crucial for shipping, looms over COVID vaccine distribution. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Publisher correction, self-assembled polycatenones from supramolecular toroidal building blocks. Author correction, coupling of hippocampal theta and ripples with ontogenic occipital waves. Oxford COVID vaccine paper highlights lingering unknowns about results. Rescue Brazil's burning Pantanal wetlands. Core curriculum, learning to manage a shared microscopy facility. COVID vaccines, the world's medical regulators need access to open data. Daily briefing, Mount Everest is officially taller. CRISPR gene therapy shows promise against blood diseases. Land use predicts pandemic disparities. Combine resilience and efficiency in post-COVID societies. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,671,518,361 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Movie musicals are bringing Ariana DeBose from the stage to the screen. Composer Harold Budd, collaborator with Eno and Cocteau Twins, dies of COVID-19 complications. George Clooney honored at MoMA Film Benefit by Juliana Margulies and David Letterman. The best pop culture ornaments for 2020. Home Economics starring Topher Grace ordered to series at ABC. One Day at a Time officially over after 4 seasons. CBS announces Clarice premiere date, TV News Roundup. Senate confirms Trump FCC nominee Nathan Symington, threatening to deadlock commission. Saturday Night Live star Chloe Fineman looking forward to fewer Donald Trump skits. Rob Dyrdek drops $8.5 million on third Mulholland Estates property. The following headlines are from News I-8 Alaska. Strange news alert, potentially huge. A retired general who served as head of Israel's space security program for 30 years just said that aliens exist. Actual space aliens, a real galactic federation, he said, stopped Trump from revealing this truth because humanity is not yet ready. We want to believe. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Biden plans to bring Vilsack back to USDA, despite criticism from reformers. House approves defense bill by veto-proof margin, despite President Trump's threats. George Gascon implements sweeping changes to Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. Biden plans to tap Rep. Marsha Fudge's housing secretary, Tom Vilsack for USDA. Lloyd Austin, a man of the highest integrity, but still unknown to many. Supreme Court rejects GOP bid to reverse Pennsylvania election results. FDA head Stephen Hahn on what's next for Pfizer vaccine in fast-moving process. Biden administration, here's who has been named so far. After Giuliani hearing last week, Michigan House is accused of COVID-19 violations. Federal investigators join probe into Casey Gibson shooting death. The following headlines are from The Week. Rudy Giuliani, hospitalized with the coronavirus, says he has exactly the same view on COVID-19. House passes massive defense bill with veto-proof majority. Doug Jones is reportedly Biden's leading candidate for Attorney General. Biden reportedly chooses Rep. Marsha Fudge as HUD secretary. Firm that's usually the first call for cyber attack victims says it was hacked. Supreme Court denies GOP request to block Pennsylvania election certification. 1 in every 22 Americans has tested positive for coronavirus. Biden cites General Austin's experience pulling troops out of Iraq as major reason for his defense nod. The Daily Gossip, Olivia Jade opens up about the college admission scandal, Nigella Lawson invents a fun new way to pronounce microwave, and more. White House now reportedly pushing for $600 stimulus checks. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The long, winding road that led to the SBOE's decision for Texas schools to teach abstinence plus sex education. The following headlines are from the NASA Mars Exploration Program. 5 hidden gems are riding aboard NASA's Perseverance rover. The next headlines are from Universe Today. You're going to need a bigger drill. The best place for life on Mars is deep, deep underground. Glycine can form in interstellar clouds. Beyond Fermi's paradox Xi, the ocean world hypothesis. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, December 9th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Audubon's Christmas bird count starts December 14th. 3,200 Phaeton, the mysterious source of the Geminid meteor shower. Chuck Yeager, personification of the right stuff, dies at 97. All you need to know, Geminid meteor shower 2020. See a celestial chariot in December. The next news is from Politico. Very worried that this affects our brand, Georgia Lieutenant Governor tells GOP to accept election results. Rep. Swalwell says Trump criticism behind spy story. Terry McAuliffe wants to be governor again. Women, not so fast. Civil rights groups lay out priorities for Biden's Justice Department. California judge calls LA outdoor dining ban abuse of powers. U.S. could face months of vaccine shortages amid global competition. Vilsack chosen as Biden's agriculture secretary. Newsom chief of staff to leave California governor's office. Trump backs new stimulus checks amid Wally push. AOC, Rice face-off for powerful committee post. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Education boss earning $355K despite suspension that cost her job. Gallery, the best photos from around the world. First-timer forges an unconventional Australian Western. Two women ask, how does a person in a wheelchair get down from here? Warplanes grounded after RAF jet crash near Brisbane. Christopher Nolan went nuclear on Warner Brothers. He's undiplomatic and correct. I wanted to be honest. Draft prospect tells AFL clubs he wants to stay in Victoria. Sweltering schools forced to wait for network upgrades before they turn on aircon. A fine thriller with two great ideas, a female hero, no mobile phones. A new movement driven by Trump's false election claims takes hold in states. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Keywords, treasuries at these rates, JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. What to expect from the FDA's important COVID-19 vaccine meeting Thursday. Oh no, values of troubled Manhattan retail properties sink 53%. Coronavirus update, U.S. suffers deadliest week from coronavirus since pandemic broke out. IPO report, DoorDash IPO, 5 things to know about the app-based food delivery company. IPO report, DoorDash prices IPO at more than $100 a share for valuation above $30 billion. Bookwatch, Scott Galloway on why Amazon was invented for the pandemic, and how Oz could be the most valuable company in the world. Capitol report, Biden pledges 100 million vaccine shots in 100 days to fight COVID. The moneyest, my father left his estate to me and nothing to my 3 wealthier brothers. They now want their share. Should I do as they say? The Tell, it's truly been a hellish time for value stocks, but time is right to exploit an opportunity, says GMO. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. What you need to know about Moderna, Nasdaq GS, mRNA, stock, Simply Wall Street. Congress should restore course filter for patent eligibility, Law 360. National Academy of Inventors names Emory's David Stevens and Lanny Liebeskind as fellows, Emory News Center. Neurologist Michael Rogowski named Fellow of National Academy of Inventors, Mirage News. Hulu sued for patent infringement over Puzz ad feature, Law Street Media. Reasons why patent is important for any business, blog, The Island Now. UW researchers honored as inventors, University of Wisconsin-Madison. Bateman, Diamond, Holtgren named to National Academy of Inventors, Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis, Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis. Is Canada on the brink of AI and diagnostics patent rush? Intellectual property, Canada, Mondac News alerts. Janet Rowland named Fellow of National Academy of Inventors, University of Rochester. The next headlines are from Quartz. How long will COVID-19 vaccines protect you from infection? Should the Trump administration really have bought more Pfizer vaccine doses? California has a new market to hedge against record droughts, water futures. The pandemic created the hottest IPO market of all time. Retailers will spend billions processing record e-commerce returns this holiday season. Pope Francis is backing a new movement to redefine capitalism as a force for good. Where the fight for a $15 minimum wage goes from here. The COVID-19 pandemic is driving new cases of polio in Afghanistan. How working from home helped Starbucks expand in South Africa's pandemic-hit economy. How to think critically about polls and rankings. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Trump makes it official, he's going to pull military funding, because Congress won't kill the open internet. Tech Dirt Podcast Episode 265, The Future of U.S. Broadband. ICE sends subpoena to BuzzFeed, hoping to force it to turn over its sources. Patriot Act used by the FBI to collect internet browsing data, contradicting claims made to oversight. Daily Deal, retro Bluetooth speaker. Facing massive subscriber defections, AT&T chooses rate hikes and new, bogus fees. ACLU tells Congress, do not add copyright trolling bill to government funding bill. Federal court says sanctions are on the way for Portland PD over violations of protest restraining orders. Massachusetts poised to become the next state to, temporarily, ban facial recognition tech. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Dallas Cowboys. Marsha Fudge. PSG vs Istanbul Basaksehir. Chelsea vs Krasnodar. Manchester United. DoorDash IPO. PSG. Ohio State football. Juventus vs Barcelona. Supreme Court. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Mr. Monsanto, Biden's reported pick for Department of Agriculture angers progressives. Based Santa steps in for Beta Claus, brings Nerf gun to boy who was brought to tears too because of Mall Santa anti-gun activism. Portland protesters clash with police and erect barricades as they occupy foreclosed home amid eviction battle, videos. Arkansas, Alabama and Louisiana support Texas before U.S. Supreme Court, alleging unconstitutional election in 4 states. Louisiana backs Texas case before U.S. Supreme Court against Biden winning elections in 4 battleground states. U.S. Supreme Court rejects dramatic and disruptive Pennsylvania election lawsuit by GOP congressman, reports. Elon Musk joins California exodus, moves his personal residence to Texas after clashing with Sacramento over COVID-19 restrictions. Chinese spy aided congressional Democrats, slept with politicians to gain influence, anonymous U.S. officials claim. Iran says some perpetrators of nuclear scientists' assassination have been identified, arrests have already begun, report. Swiss curfews and Dutch gathering ban come in as Europe battles second coronavirus wave. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. This is astounding, China is snapping up most of the world's missing barrels of oil. Janet Yellen, too dumb to stop. MBA application surge despite Fed defiling all economic laws as we know them. How the COVID response has destroyed the personal finances of Americans. NJ's Murphy complains non-compliance with COVID contact tracers hit 74%. Pelosi, Schumer reject Mnuchin's $916 billion COVID relief bill offer. Facts, not fear, will stop the pandemic. Former Nikola CEO Milton sold $55 million in stock, bought 3 properties. California is the top U.S. net importer of electricity. DoorDash hikes IPO price again to $102 per share as U.S. heads for best year for deals since 1999. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Coverage, Spavor strong after 2-year China detention, Canada. Reckless, Korea chides Seoul for doubting zero COVID-19 cases. Intel, NVIDIA probe Novatech allegedly used against Uyghurs. Biden to push masks, vaccines, school reopenings and COVID-19 plan. Mnuchin offers $916 billion COVID-19 relief plan to U.S. Congress. MBS denies sending hit squad to kill former Saudi spy in Canada. Over 400,000 need urgent aid in Central America, rights group. Cuba attracts $1.9 billion in foreign investment despite U.S. sanctions. U.S. Supreme Court rejects bid to overturn Pennsylvania vote. Trump takes another vaccine victory lap as U.S. COVID-19 cases rise. The next headlines are from Breitbart. George Clooney envisions hope on horizon once coronavirus is over and Trump's out of office. Nolte, obnoxious movie stars reap the whirlwind with HBO Max bombshell. Cotton, China views corporate America as an extension to lobby officials for pro-China policies. Soros-funded Los Angeles district attorney to help criminal illegal aliens avoid deportation. Senate confirms Trump FCC pick Nathan Symington. Report, Joe Biden may appoint official to undo Trump's immigration reforms. Donald Trump Jr., Trump's accomplishments on the ballot in Georgia. Watch, eviction protesters attack Portland police, set up autonomous zone. Dale Wilcox, Biden's immigration agenda could change America as we know it. Report, Chinese spy developed extensive ties with Democrat Intelligence Committee member Eric Swalwell. The next headlines are from UPI News. Meteorologist delivers the weather with winning lottery ticket in pocket. Look, 9-pound goldfish found swimming in South Carolina lake. Watch, social media helps reunite man, 92, with college letter jacket. Watch, 4th mystery monolith spotted, this time in Texas. Watch, martial artist punches through 62 clay targets for Guinness record. Look, horse rescued while running loose in traffic. Watch, Ohio man's lost high school ring found 53 years later. Watch, Taiwan zoo's escaped anteater found 3 months later. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. 90-year-old in UK becomes first to get Pfizer vaccine, there's light at the end of the tunnel. People are really loving their homes after spending so much time in them this year. Environmental policies across EU set up dramatic improvement in air quality that has saved thousands of lives. What started as a joking bake-off between dads led to 15,000 cookies being delivered to essential workers. You're tuned to Low Subs, No Views, Daily Automated Podcast News. This is a report for Wednesday, December 9th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Dog missing for 3 weeks finds owner working at Walmart. Naughty Santa cookies sell out at Minnesota Target stores. Grand Theft GPU, $340,000 worth of RTX 3090s fell off a truck in China. Giant pandas roll in horse manure to keep warm, study finds. Dressed in a Santa Claus costume, a mask and flippers, a diver waved through a curtain of tropical fish in a Tokyo aquarium at socially distanced spectators watching from behind glass. 9-pound goldfish found swimming in SC Lake, officials say. This jar of peanut butter costs $761 and you aren't supposed to eat it. How to escape a sinking ship, like, say, the Titanic. The next headlines are from a site called the Next Web. Adobe Lightroom now support Apple's M1 chips and ARM on Windows 10. Leaked Galaxy S21 video show off Samsung's next flagships. Former Salesforce Science Boss founds U.com to take on Google search. Cyberpunk 2077 reportedly causes seizures. CDPR says it's looking into it. COVID-19 newsletters are sued 2020. GitHub introduces dark mode and auto merge pull request. Tesla just set a new record high. Now it wants to dump $5 billion in stock. How gene editing could protect us from future pandemics. Apple announces its AirPods Max at $550 pair of over-ear headphones. About time, Toyota finally announces an all-electric vehicle. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Colorado mountains bouncing back from acid rain impacts. How the brain remembers right place, right time. Breakthrough material makes pathway to hydrogen use for fuel cells under hot, dry conditions. Stretchable micro-supercapacitors to self-power wearable devices. Algorithms and automation, making new technology faster and cheaper. Understanding COVID-19 infection and possible mutations. Breakthrough optical sensor mimics human eye, a key step toward better AI. Vitamin boosts essential synthetic chemistry. Environmental impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, as observed from space. Defect-resistant superalloy can be 3D printed. The next headlines are from Information Week. Salesforce enhances cloud, collaboration, and automation. 10 hot IT job skills for 2021. This is a daily news headline summary. It was created on Wednesday, December 9th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA awards prizes to 6 startup companies in Entrepreneurs Challenge. Arkansas students to speak with NASA astronauts aboard space station. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah man arrested after he refuses to wear a mask inside a store. Man almost causes crash on freeway by kicking officer in the head from the back of the officer's vehicle. Bayou slides to 18th in CFP rankings as teams at the top hold steady. Bayou Hoop still working out kinks, but has found its identity, resiliency. Playing well only in spurts, Utah basketball still routs Idaho State 75-59. Kearns High to continue in-person classes after about 70% of students take coronavirus test. Robert Garrick, in Mary Malouf's tragic death, the city lost an icon and I lost a dear friend. MLS commissioner says there is absolutely no plan to move RSL. Utah Jazz's Bojan Bogdanovic makes it clear, I'm expecting to play at the start of the season. Salt Lake County sees record-breaking census participation, while U.S. falls behind 2010 turnout. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. France to build new nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Toyota announces new all-electric SUV, says it's their first step for battery electric cars. Cyberpunk 2077 includes visual effects designed to trigger epileptic seizure. Pornhub and unverified uploads and bent downloads. FireEye, a top cybersecurity firm, says it was hacked by a nation-state. Google says it is expanding Fuchsia's open-source model. Chuck Yeager, test pilot who broke the sound barrier, dies at 97. GE puts default password in radiology devices, leaving healthcare networks exposed. CentOS 8 ending next year to focus shift on CentOS Stream. Senate votes to advance nomination of Trump FCC nominee. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Missouri education leaders adjust standardized testing rules amid pandemic. Satmos donates 150 meals to frontline workers after shutting down due to COVID-19 restrictions. DNA identifies Missouri toddler found in Mississippi in 1982. Tower Grove Park's frosted holiday cocktail event altered for at-home enjoyment. Salvation Army is rescuing Christmas for families in the Metro East. Tiny homes for the homeless popping up in downtown St. Louis. Supreme Court rejects Republican bid to reverse certification of Biden victory in Pennsylvania. Most State Highway Patrol K-9 celebrated for drug bust in Franklin County. Missouri adds 161 new COVID deaths. Illinois has team analyzing Pfizer vaccine information released Tuesday. This is an automated reading of news headlines. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. SDSU will start spring semester online as school readies for in-person classes. Many hotels won't survive prolonged shutdown, industry leaders say. Woman says neighbor has her cat and won't give it back. OB Pier closed amid high surf advisory. Biden vows to reopen most schools after 100 days on job. Supervisors vote to expand business relief program. Georgia Secretary of State wins praise from Schwarzenegger. California warns of rising virus cases, broad transmission. 2 people hurt, horse and dog killed in Poway crash. Precious cargo, FedEx helps get rescued mountain lion cubs from California to Ohio Zoo. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Buy Systems receive $60 million for long-range anti-ship missile seekers. India to receive innovative fire control systems from Smart Jitter. Turkish troops to take part in Karabakh victory parade in Azerbaijan. U.S. Space announces AEHF-6 Satellite Control Authority transferred to Space Operations Command. Australian FA-18 fighter jet fails takeoff at Emberley Air Base, pilots eject. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. China's Belt and Road lending dries up. JD Health has a great IPO in Hong Kong. After rental firm banks crash, conflicts and a 20-year-old suicide. Can China integrate Africa's new free trade area with the Belt and Road? China begins mass distribution of COVID vaccines. Chinese biopharma firm developing diabetes drugs raises $122 million in lead up to IPO. This is the Low Subs, No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Self-administered COVID-19 testing in San Jose. Bay Area family participates in Pfizer vaccine trial. San Mateo County opts out of stay-at-home order. Taylor Swift on those who don't care about COVID-19 orders. New White House offer adds $600 checks to COVID-19 relief. Concord porch pirate caught on camera. Video shows great blue heron swallowing alligator hole in Florida. Elon Musk leaves entitled California, moves to Texas. Man found dead in Richmond home. Dancing World War II vet groove to Christmas classic. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. How DuPage County will distribute limited supply of COVID-19 vaccines. Vikings waive cornerback Holton Hill. Democrats take control of key Kane County positions. NBA coaches attire, masks are in, jackets are optional. Bryant reunion with Cowboys apparently cancelled by COVID. Des Plaines $164 million budget reflects spending, revenue cuts due to COVID-19. Authorities say driver who hit police SUV in Bartlett was under influence of drugs. Police, clerk shoots would-be robbers in Round Lake Beach. Check out mullet of Christmas houses in Arlington HTS, and our holiday lights contest. Lake Barrington man who led Comfort Dog Ministry dies from COVID-19 complications. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle's SR 520 bridge and SR 99 tunnel tolls could increase him at $72 M revenue shortfall. PCC Ballard is world's first living grocery store, achieving rigorous eco-friendly standard. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Canada, Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Australia. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Moldova, Romania, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Israel, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Green alert for tropical cyclone Bongoyo 20. Population affected by category 1, 120 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone 320. Population affected by category 1, 120 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. This is the Low Subs, No Views, Daily Automated Podcast News. Today is Wednesday, December 9th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, back to more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Montgomery Company judge says substance in system during September crash was sleeping aid. Houston's economy has a long way to go to fully recover from COVID-19 recession. Deadly plane crash in Galveston County. Entire fourth grade forced to quarantine in this Texas school district. Houston mother wants son's ex-girlfriend to be charged in his killing. Houston couple turns to TED after waiting months for washer repair. Sunny Wednesday, storms return Friday. A men's basketball pauses activities after positive COVID-19 tests. In new lawsuit, Texas contests election results in Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Safe Harbor Day, what to know about law that locks Congress into accepting Joe Biden's win. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Zen's on Christmas decorations light up night sky until January. Biden tells civil rights leaders he'll advance racial equity. Larson leads 6 in double figures, Utah beats Idaho Street 75-59. RHP Whistler and Giants agree to $1.15 million, one-year deal. Kansas lawmaker to be under order not to contact foes aid. Biden's attorney general search is focused on Jones, Garland. Donors pledge $370 million to UN Humanitarian Emergency Fund. Number 12 Tennessee gets past Colorado in long-delayed opener. Kim's sister slams Seoul over questioning zero virus claim. Virginia's McAuliffe to make gubernatorial bid official. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, a haunting look back at the worst Twitter discourses of 2020. Trump administration allows young immigrants to apply for DACA protections after losing court case. Map, how packed are your local New York City hospitals? Autonomous zone bar owner allegedly drove into sheriff's deputy while evading arrest, but doesn't seek bail. Schools update, city releases kindergarten admissions deadline. This satirical 19th century history book turned New Yorkers into Knickerbockers. De Blasio threatens to close famed Williamsburg synagogue over COVID noncompliance. Remembering John Lennon's last day on the 40th anniversary of his death. NY lawmaker proposes $3 tax for online deliveries to save the MTA and check Amazon's power. New York City's best new restaurants and new dishes in 2020. The next headlines are from Observer.com. Uber tosses flying cars and self-driving to focus on its past. 4 questions we need answered at Disney's Investor Day. LA's Chinese American Museum is being sued for trashing an artist's work. COVID-19 vaccines key week, Pfizer success and a massive White House mistake. Kate Middleton is wearing her most festive outfits on the Royal Train tour. SpaceX to launch first Starship high-altitude test flight, watch it here. Home set, festive favorites to begin the holiday season. Christopher Nolan and Warner Brothers aren't breaking up just yet. Let Bandier X Salad and Stripes' new collab inspire your next vacation getaway. Nutrisystem reviews, what to know before trying this program, updated. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Light earthquake 4.4 mag, 20 kilometers Anab Harrison, Philippines. Minor earthquake, 3.2 mag has occurred near Sandpoint in Alaska. Light earthquake, 4.2 mag was detected near Kimbin, Papua New Guinea. Minor earthquake, and 3.39 quake has struck near Punta Cana in Dominican Republic. Light earthquake, 4.4 mag was detected near Ternate in Indonesia. Light earthquake, 4.5 mag was detected near Georgetown in St. Helena. Light earthquake, 4.7 mag strikes near La Troncal in Ecuador. Light earthquake, 4.9 mag was detected near Mid-Indian Ridge. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near Corinto in Nicaragua. Light earthquake, 4.1 mag strikes near Bula in Solomon Islands. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. What Indonesia's local elections mean for national politics. La Nina weather phenomenon could endanger Colombia's food security. How artificial intelligence could widen gap between rich and poor nations. Urgently needed deficit financing no excuse for more fiscal abuse. A UN power monopoly that cries out for a break. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Texas sues Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin at U.S. Supreme Court over election. It's panic-born clickbait, media scare stories about hospitals are misleading. Friends, family and co-workers are going to call you crazy, ignorant and a conspiracist for refusing a vaccine. Here are some very simple facts and stats that will illuminate just how insane an mRNA vaccine brought to market in 6 months really is. Pennsylvania's defense: even if we violated federal law, Scottish should ignore that because it would open a Pandora's box and cause a loss of public trust in elections. Democrat proposes tying $1,500 stimulus checks to COVID vaccinations. New York lawmakers introduce bill to make COVID-19 vaccine mandatory. What about my body, my choice? Critics wonder. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Amazon and Apple phone scam. Galactic Federation: NASA releases statement following alien rumors. Did TikTok videos expose frozen food served up Panera bread? Family: black man shot by deputy held a sandwich, not a gun. Man finds weird cave with gold mine in your town? Beatles fans: Yoko Ono, bandmates mark 40 years since John Lennon's death. Does George Clooney cut his hair with a Flowbee? Did Biden wear his walking boot on the wrong foot? Police respond to break-in, find music video shoot instead. Supreme Court rejects GOP bid to halt Biden's Pennsylvania win. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. False claim of seized voting machines in Georgia. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Christopher Nolan and HBO Max are at war, and the future of movies may hang in the balance. Stop the Steal MAGA fanatics reach their death cult finale. Scouted gift pick, Omzum's flavorful cooking bundle. Joe Scarborough regrets how much time mourning Joe spent on Hillary's emails. Trump cheers terrific rise in COVID cases during off-the-rails vaccine summit. Incognito cops roam the streets amid summer protests. The defense bill will put a stop to it. Putin's agents accused of persecuting scientists as spy paranoia grits Russia. This wine sealer keeps bottles fresh days after opening. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Patty Jenkins' Grateful Wonder Woman 1984 will debut via streaming. Personal trainer charged with decapitating his kids. Tyler Perry puts $100K toward Carl Lentz's LA rent. St. John's narrowly avoids gigantic rider letdown. Darren Williams, Nets tenure doomed by inconsistency. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Get ready for the Gemini Meteor Shower 2020. Chuck Yeager, first pilot to break the sound barrier, dies at 97. Are strange space signals in Antarctica evidence of a parallel universe? You're tuned to the Low Subs, No Views, daily automated podcast news. Our podcast name, Low Subs, No Views, comes from our amazing record of posting over 100 of these podcast videos on YouTube without getting any views and barely any subscribers over several months of daily posts, which is probably a world record. We'd like to thank the latest Google and YouTube algorithms for making this amazing accomplishment of extreme obscurity possible. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. How trees communicate with one another using a complex subterranean system of fungi and roots. Extraordinary rate of change as the Arctic warms, NOAA says. Dr. Anthony Fauci urges Black community to get COVID-19 vaccine. Unprecedented image captures a sunspot larger than Earth. From 1983, Chuck Yeager on the right stuff. Americans in need of emergency disaster housing surged in 2020. Time's first ever Kid of the Year hopes to inspire diversity in STEM. Teen Scientist selected as Time magazine's first ever Kid of the Year. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Ex-Israeli space official aliens, Galactic Federation real, hiding till we're ready. President Obama admits he was briefed on UFO sightings. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Coolest, kindest and most eloquent Barack Obama recorded audiobook near new home in Martha's Vineyard. Michigan family reunited with service dog missing for 3 years in Illinois. Cuomo to suspend all in-person press conferences. Elon Musk calls California entitled, says he's moved to Texas. 4 lions test coronavirus positive in Barcelona Zoo, 3rd worldwide instance since Bronx. Bloomberg Commissioner, Obama Secretary, and Mayor next, Sean Donovan kicks off NYC campaign. Chick-fil-A sues chicken producers, claims collusion and price fixing. Video, Rep. Louis Gohmert appears to lose a tooth while talking. Connecticut detective shamed for offering wager on first murder of 2021. Portland police clash with protesters over foreclosure of Black and Indigenous family. The following headlines are from military.com. House approves defense bill with veto-proof margin. Army creates new missing soldier policy to prevent disappearances ending in tragedy. Biden's choice of another retired general for SecDef sends wrong message, experts warn. The VA will cover late mortgage payments under this plan. Your military paycheck will be smaller in January. Here's why. House moves to approve defense bill amid Trump veto threat. Gravely disappointed, 14 Fort Hood leaders fired, suspended in wake of Vanessa Guillen murder. Minority veterans on VA's priority list for COVID-19 vaccine distribution. France to build new nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Extra nice Canadians save this Army wife's disastrous PCS drive to Alaska. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 7,910 new COVID-19 cases and 145 more deaths reported Tuesday as vaccine could be days away from arriving in the state. If Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine receives FDA approval, here's what it will mean for Chicago and the rest of Illinois. One shot after gunfire exchanged with Chicago police in Rogers Park, officials say. Chicago cop who died of COVID-19 in November given honors funeral. Coronavirus vaccine could be days away from arriving in Illinois as state reports 145 more COVID-19 deaths. The spin, if FDA okays Pfizer vaccine, Chicago distribution could start next week. Tony's and Sather cited for indoor dining as an economic shot in the arm on the horizon. Copa employee arrested in looting case, released. Ricardo Alanis, founder of First Pilgrimage from Chicago to Our Lady of Guadalupe Shrine in Des Plaines, died of COVID-19. His family will walk 15 miles to honor him. Appellate court upholds Deerfield's ban on assault weapons, partially overturning a lower court ruling. Connor Kerner gets 179 years for killing 2 teens, setting bodies on fire at Hebron area home after drug deal gone bad. The following headlines are from Phys.org. Charles Darwin was right about why insects are losing the ability to fly. Dogs may never learn that every sound of a word matters. Pink tax hurts female consumers, but electing more women combats it. New cost-effective technique facilitates study of non-bacterial plant microbiomes. Research group has made a defect-resistant superalloy that can be 3D printed. Long-lost Flemish masterpiece discovered in Brussels District Hall. Using targeted microbubbles to administer toxic cancer drugs. Arctic endured one of its hottest years in 2020, study. Coral recovery during a prolonged heat wave offers new hope. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, December 9th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. What explains sleep paralysis and visions of a demon on your chest? How parents can help children of the pandemic cope. How playing science games is advancing genetic research. We haven't discovered Alaska's Yellowstone. Should eating organ meat be the next foodie trend? Part robot, part frog, Xenobits are the first robots made from living cells. Best joint supplements, top joint pain health support pills. We can thank Herodotus, the father of history, for our knowledge of the ancient world. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Pippen scores 23 to carry Kent Street past Detroit Mercy 80-66. Late basket by Cole leads St. John's past Ryder. Blair scores 22 to carry Georgetown over Coppin State 80-48. 624 Seattle restaurants and bars have closed during the COVID-19 pandemic, survey finds. DoorDash sets share price at $102 ahead of Wednesday IPO. Mount St. Mary's beats St. Francis, PA, 75-57. Louisiana Lafayette tops LSU Alexandria 90-75. Camara's double-double lifts Georgia past Montana 63-50. Idaho Health Board meeting halted after intense protests. Seahawks and UW football fans are asking the same question this week, what just happened? The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Recently non-tendered Giants catcher says he's signed a new deal to return in 2021. Venice floods before safeguard barriers are activated. Lone San Benito County Hospital slammed by double-headed surge, intensive care unit its capacity. Biden expected to pick Vilsack for agriculture post. Days before start of murder trial, East Bay woman pleads guilty with no deal in place, victim was sheriff's explorer. California shatters more coronavirus records as officials warned rapidly filling hospitals may be overwhelmed. Review, HipWorks Cloud AI Wireless keeps iconic design and cuts the cord. Security firm FireEye reports it was hacking victim. Court rules San Jose Church in contempt for defying COVID-19 safety orders. Can I be held responsible for damage caused on city-owned property? Ask a lawyer. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Ninth Circuit sympathetic to Nevada churches in COVID-19 fight. Idaho Health Board meeting halted after intense protests. Los Angeles restaurants win court battle over closures. Obama, Patti Smith among PEN America honorees. Alaska agency reports third virus-related inmate death. LA seeks to skip homeless count over pandemic concerns. Trump praises Peter Marks, FDA official at center of vaccine approval. State Department kept tabs on anti-Trump dossier, documents show. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Biden Defense Secretary nominee Lloyd Austin comes under fire for industry connections. Effort to take on surprise medical billing in coronavirus stimulus collapses. The Great Reset conspiracy smoothie. The coronavirus pandemic has exposed the absurdities of New York's parole system. This is Low Subs, No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Research develops new theoretical approach to manipulate light. HKU research team invents novel light-controlled contamination-free fluidic processor. Significant increase in depression seen among children during first UK lockdown. Researchers share database for studying individual differences in language skills. Tiny nanospindles enhance use of ultrasound to fight cancer. How poor oral hygiene may result in metabolic syndrome. Eye, sweeping glances can cost you money. Reductive stress in neuroblastoma cells aggregates protein and impairs neurogenesis. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Coronavirus Live blog, December 8, 2020, 7,910 new COVID-19 cases across the state as Governor Pritzker pleads now more than ever, let's stay masked and stay home. The thing about death in the year 2020 is, it's not limited to COVID-19. Person shot by Chicago police during exchange of gunfire in Rogers Park. Holiday Entertainment Guide 2020, celebrate the season with Chicago area theater, dance, music makers and more. For Joseph Mojo Morganfield, making music like his famous dad is a very good thing. Copa employee arrested in connection with August looting. After City Council caps delivery charges, DoorDash adds $1.50 Chicago fee to all orders. City Clerk Anna Valencia forms exploratory committee for Illinois Secretary of State race, promising energy and excitement. Are Americans insufficiently alarmed by COVID-19? Take it from April Ibanez and small business owners, we'll get through this pandemic better together. The following headlines are from Riverfront Times St. Louis. What about Eli? Tragedy after a fiery roadside rescue. Police officer won't be charged in fatal Galleria Mall shooting. The Royals Holly Jolly Courtyard brings safe holiday cheer to a COVID world. Medical marijuana subpoena possibly connected to FBI probe. Brian Hardesty of Gorilla Street Food and 9 Mile Garden rises to the challenge. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Detroit's Autorama rescheduled for the spring. Local artists partner with Pepsi for Full of Detroit Soul murals. Mockins Calf 78 is selling bottle cocktails to go, wine. Detroit's Marble Bar releases Dance Comp to benefit out-of-work bar staff. High times to start selling cannabis products in Michigan. Army Corps hears arguments for, against Line 5 tunnel permit. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo move to May 2021, updated. Texas AG Paxton sues battleground states in another attempt to keep Trump in office. Texans announce committee that will find the next head coach and GM. Turner reluctant to issue local curfew despite high case counts, calling it a nuclear option. Houston Texans opening drive awfulness now infecting the defense, too. Where to dine out in Houston on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day 2020. Beyond Folk, Houston's Amanda Pascoli featured on Hope Rises compilation. Most popular 2020 news stories in the Houston Press. HBO documentary shows how the Ezra Jack Keats classic The Snowy Day was made into an opera. The next headlines are about world records making news. Wearable, comfortable diamond ring with 12,638 diamonds sets new Guinness World Record, News Hub. Learn from Kilian Jornut's 24-hour record attempt to set your own goals, South China Morning Post. World's largest online math class wins a Guinness record, Mexico News Daily. Young Jamaican achieves Guinness World Record, Government of Jamaica, Jamaica Information Service. Women's sport predicted to make record revenues in 2021, The Telegraph. Colorado Rapids youth soccer team broke a world record, Yahoo News. New world record set on other side of the globe has local ties, The Union Recorder. Martial artist punches through 62 play targets for Guinness record, UPI News. For Hanukkah, Temple Tifereth Israel attempts to light more than 1,000 Hanukkah to break world record, Cleveland.com. Powerlifter Christy Hawkins sets multiple Raw world records en route to victory, Barbend. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Rebecca Jones, fired Florida data scientist, raises $100K after cops stormed her home. Pornhub's finally verifying uploaders. Facebook is about to be sued for allegedly violating antitrust law. Senate votes to appoint unqualified Trump ally Nathan Symington to the FCC. Cybersecurity firm FireEye says it was hacked by a nation-state that rhymes with Russia. Fintech app threatens to sue Facebook and friends over DM name. Of course, AT&T is doubling down on its chaotic HBO Max premieres. Cloudflare and Apple's new Oblivious protocol could mean an end to snooping telecoms. Chuck Yeager, first faster-than-sound pilot, dies at 97. Artemis astronauts will be doing some serious science on the moon. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Normanton Airport in Australia at 107.96 degrees Fahrenheit or 42.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Verkhojansk in Russia at minus 61.96 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 52.2 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. GOP clinches 2-2 deadlock for Biden. FCC as Senate approves Trump nominee. Premier security firm FireEye says it was breached by nation-state hackers. Cloudflare, Apple, and others back a new way to make the internet more private. Apple Fitness Plus launches this coming Monday at $9.99 per month. Vice President Mike Pence is set to name a cadre of Artemis astronauts. Strange object recaptured by Earth's 1966 booster rocket from Surveyor 2. After years of fighting it, Nest will work with Samsung SmartThings. Florida police raid home of former state coronavirus data manager. Cyberpunk 2077 could trigger seizures in photosensitive players, updated. Next, announcements from the World Health Organization. Retention of the health workforce in rural and remote areas, a systematic review. Strategic partnerships for global health, Luxembourg and WHO convene strategic dialogue. Iceland joins forces with WHO to support an integrated approach to brain health. G20 first time released report on digital health interventions for pandemic management. WHO launches year-long campaign to help 100 million people quit tobacco. The following headlines are from Raw Story. CNN's Chris Cuomo tears to enter reservoir of bile Lindsey Graham for blind Trump loyalty. Longtime Ohio Trump defender admits it's over. A liar to the end, CNN's Anderson Cooper slams Trump for continued falsehoods about COVID. Congress must act now, federal judge targeted for assassination speaks out about the danger to the judiciary. Here are 5 wild moments from Trump's speech on vaccines. Arizona Supreme Court unanimously rejected GOP case to change Trump's laws. Here's why Bill Barr will go down as the second biggest loser of the Trump era. Pennsylvania Republican says his efforts to save Trump's election loss will continue. In no way is this over. Biden wants 100 million COVID-19 vaccines in 100 days, but Trump just made that really difficult. Pennsylvania AG tells Trump to move on and give up on his sad election lunacy. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. In historic vote, Colorado has officially decided to reintroduce wolves to the state. Today is a bad day for people who want to overturn election results. The Supreme Court just ditched a lawsuit that sought to overturn Biden's decisive win in Pennsylvania. How dare Joe Biden choose partisan Democrats for his cabinet? Health update. Listen to the newly unearthed recording of Bill Evans from 1968. Lunchtime photo. Chart of the day, the Pfizer vaccine works well even after one dose. How Trump's rush to execute inmates is spreading COVID. Michigan Attorney General blasts lawsuit seeking to overturn results in swing states. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist, and Trump knows about it, NBC News. The 10 best Bay Area albums of 2020, KQED. The Queen's Gambit star Anya Taylor-Joy and co-creator Scott Frank reuniting for new project, Entertainment Weekly. Sure, Signs of Life Hub, the hub at Johns Hopkins. Take the Planet XC Challenge, create the eco-city of the future, American Press. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. What role might the G-protein-coupled estrogen receptor 1 have in treating schizophrenia? Psychiatry Advisor. Silenzal Reviews Update, Urgent Report Exposed, Globe Newswire. Next Mind ships its real-time brain-computer interface dev kit for $399, VentureBeat. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The strange health experiments of Silicon Valley's wealthy elite, The Times. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, December 9th, 2020 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Aliens exist, says former Israeli space security chief. Did Nick Pope investigate UFOs for the UK mod? That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a Zero Subs, No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. No Views News Fair Use Statement. No Views News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2020 by No Views News. All rights reserved.